Hey!
Oh, hey!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Camp NaNoWriMo.
Woo!
April 2017.
Yeah.
High five?
Oh, yeah.
Woo! And high five to all y'all. We're so psyched that you guys are here. My dog is barking because he's so amped. Camp NaNoWriMo is here. We're so glad that you guys are here with us, and we're really excited to spend this time with you. This is the first of 3 virtual write-ins today. We're going for a 3-hour block, but they're not all going to be here on YouTube.
I'm going to let him in because he's just so excited to join us. He wants to be a part of Camp NaNo too.
But yeah, like I was saying, we're going to do 3 virtual write-ins today. This is the start of a 3-hour block. We're going to do this first one here over on YouTube, and we're going to do 2 more. We'll do one over on Instagram right after this, I think, at 11. And we'll do one more at noon, and we're going to do that one on Facebook. So if you guys want to check those out, we're just trying to spread the wealth a little bit, see what people are into. We're so distracted by my dog.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, hi, we're so glad to be writing with you today. We see a lot of familiar faces in there. I think Lena, who's actually a former intern and used to host these virtual write-ins, is out there. So hi, Lena, we miss you. If you don't know us, my name is Tim. I'm a program director over at National Novel Writing Month.
Oh, and I'm Austin, and I am a writer participating in NaNoWriMo. Yes.
Please introduce yourselves in the chat. We'd love to hear who you are, where you're writing from, what you're writing, what kind of project you're tackling for camp this year or this April. And we should also probably tell you a little bit about virtual write-ins. Austin, what is a virtual write-in?
Well, it's a write-in which you attend virtually. For those of you who don't know, write-ins are kind of get-togethers where we give out prompts and you are given a period of time in which to write for that prompt. And some people can't make it to our local write-ins. Do we have local write-ins right now?
Yeah, there are a handful of local write-ins happening. If you guys are part of a region over on NaNoWriMo.org, you might be getting messages from your local municipal liaisons. So scope that out just in case.
Yeah, and then if you can't attend those, you attend these, which are great.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing these every week during camp with random special guests here and there. So you never know who you might run into. Austin is today's special guest. And Maddie, if you guys have been at virtual write-ins before, Maddie hosted some great ones with Lena during November, and she's going to be our primary host for the rest of these in April, which is going to be really great because she is the best. Cool. Let's see. Marielle caught me fixing my hair after taking my hat off,
No hat hair. Oh, let's see. We have someone from Germany, Nicolo from Germany. That's awesome.
I think I saw someone say they were from Moscow, a bunch of people from across the United States and Alabama.
Wow.
Really, really exciting. So I'm assuming most of you guys know about Camp NaNoWriMo since you're here, but just in case you're out of the loop, could be. Camp NaNoWriMo is our event that takes place in April. The different thing is that you can set whatever goal you want. So you don't even necessarily have to be tracking words. You could track hours or minutes or lines or pages, depending on what's going to work best for you. And the other thing about camp is that, it's not like you can't write what you want during November, but in camp especially, we're like, write what you want to write. It doesn't have to be the first draft of a novel. It doesn't have to be a novel. You could be writing a script. Or I know some people who are writing graphic novels, which is really cool. Some people who are writing cookbooks, which is really awesome. Tasty. People from the Philippines. Hi, Claire.
I see someone from India.
Ooh, Ananya. Hi. This is so exciting. Chloe from the UK. Cool. Awesome. So let's get writing, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of the whole reason we're here. Yeah. So like Austin said, we're going to give you a prompt or a dare, and there'll be like a certain amount of time attached to that. And then at the end of that time, we'll ask you to share your word counts and if you want to share a sentence or two.
But wait, what if those prompts don't fit exactly what I'm writing?
Abandon ship immediately.
Yeah. No.
If the prompts don't work for you, which a lot of times they might not, especially during camp, because everyone's writing such different things. But if the prompts don't work for you, definitely feel free to totally ignore them and just continue writing for that specific amount of time with whatever you're writing.
Yeah.
I think I said like 4 times during that sentence.
That shows that you're really good at public speaking, actually. True sign of it.
Okay, cool. All right. We're like so distracted by this chat because it's so fun to hear from you. Okay, so we are going to do, we're going to try to get through 3 prompts today. All those prompts are in the video description. I can talk. In the video description below, if you want to check those out in advance. They're kind of 2-parters. One is like a general like dare for everybody, and the second part is if in particular you're writing fiction and you want a little bit of some inspiration, some extra inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then also, if you don't know, Camp NaNoWriMo, the theme this year is cryptids or mythical creatures.
Yeah. Spooky.
Yeah. The Creativity Conservation Society, obviously. So that's why these prompts are themed this way. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to do that first prompt.
Yeah.
So the first one is inspired by the Storysquatch. You can see images of all of these creatures over on our Instagram account, instagram.com/NaNoWriMo. But basically, a Storysquatch, when you spot these elusive creatures, you've got to dash after them because they've got ideas for you. So drop everything. This is like purely speed-based. You're going to free write for 5 minutes as fast as you can. We want to know what your word counts are going to be at the end of that. Austin?
Do you want me to say the prompt?
If you're writing fiction, the extra prompt.
Oh yeah. If you're writing fiction, there's an extra prompt. Add a reference to a footprint in your next scene.
Dun, dun, dun.
Footprint.
Okay, so we're going to do this for 5 minutes. I will set a timer right now. If I can find it. Yep. Here we go. All right, 5 minutes. Warm-up prompt. Let's do it. Go. got about a minute left in this sprint.
Whoa! Oh gosh, scares me every time.
Awesome. If you need a second, just go ahead and wrap up that sentence you're working on, and then let us know how many words you wrote during that sprint. And if you want to share a sentence from what you've been writing, that would be great to see too. Was reading through some of this chat. Did you notice anything that you wanted to reply to?
Spromps. So sometimes Tim gets a little tongue-tied, and we have sprints with prompts, and so he's cleverly shortened it to Spromps. So if that ever comes up,
It was
that's what
purely
he's
an
talking
accident.
no, it was just like a moment of brilliance.
I saw that Lena was headlining that campaign, so I'm glad she's gone. Just kidding. Actually, I saw someone, May Lopez Fuentes, was saying that this is the first time that they're going to write a novel in English.
Whoa!
Which was really amazing. I think totally a little nerve-wracking, I'm sure, but I can't write a novel in any other language, so the fact that you're even able to do that is pretty
That's crazy.
So we're rooting for you for sure. All right. Whoa.
Got a lot of responses.
All right. These look freaking amazing. Zoe Ramey got around 75 words in his handwriting. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Shake out those hands. Shake them out.
I got Piper Wilson wrote 127 words and wrote, "Together they went up the staircase, their footsteps echoing softly in the empty space."
Ooh. Eerie or romantic?
Yeah,
or
they're going up together. Yeah.
I'm intrigued. About Time did 517 words and is very rightfully proud. That's amazing.
Yes.
Doc Zen is saying, I kept editing myself. Hard for me not to. Yeah, honestly, it's hard for me not to as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of those things that that's the rhythm of Camp NaNoWriMo. Sometimes you have to work yourself into it, of just letting that inner editor go, especially if you're working on a first draft and your whole goal is to finish a first draft. Definitely silencing that inner editor is something that can take a little practice, but it's totally worth doing.
Sometimes it just takes a little time to get into the swing of things. I can honestly see what he's typing, and I was kind of peering over, and I was noticing that at first you're type a little, then backspace, type a little backspace, and then once you got going, you just kept going. So sometimes you just have to get over that little hill or whatever.
Totally. And actually, we have published authors who are serving as camp counselors, and they're sending you camp care packages and your camper messages on the website. And the author who's doing it today, Karuna Riazi, her suggestion for today was actually to tape over your delete key. Yeah, so just block it off completely
and put a thumbtack on it. No, I'm just joking. Too intense.
So, if you're really finding yourself having a lot of trouble editing, that might be something you want to try.
See, do you have any other ones you want to read?
Oh man, there's so many. Let's see. Lizzie Welsh wrote, "A gentle winter wind whipped down the alley, kissing her frozen cheeks. She smiled softly. It was as if the Grim Reaper himself had come to greet her. Aaliyah chuckled. Whoa. That's kind of cool. I mean, like, it's like, you know, the Grim Reaper, I feel like it feels scary, but like the way that you wrote it and built it up, it's like almost like, yeah, like welcoming.
This one's a little bit sassy, so I really like it.
Great.
This is Danny Lazuli wrote, like beyond useless. If you told him to follow someone and they left footprints, he still wouldn't be able to find them.
Amazing. For some reason, I feel like I want to hear it in a British accent. Let's see. Jay Pinko wrote, Gabriel Garcia Marquez's words and face are emblazoned across the side of the library building. It's Semana Santa. There's an enormous church on the mountain, and Colombia's literary god has died. Wow, that's intense. Are you writing nonfiction? That sounds really cool. Gabriel Garcia Marquez is one of my favorite authors.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Should we read one more?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Let's see. The chat goes very fast, so it's sometimes hard to catch one. Let's see. Yeah, there was one by Anne Sophia, or Anne Sophie, that's in German. Ooh. Oh, I'm not going to even attempt to read this one, so I'm sorry.
Awesome, yeah. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing it. Let's see. Do you see one?
Let's see. Oh, Ash was saying, how can I send it to you? It's too long. Yeah, the Google chat or the YouTube chat, like, it does have a character limit, so you might have to cut it down to fit in there.
Pick your best part.
Yeah. And Esther Chen was saying that they're celebrating with a Pop-Tart, which is awesome. What better way to celebrate?
Why aren't we celebrating with Pop-Tarts?
We don't have Pop-Tarts here. We do have fruit snacks. We can celebrate with some fruit snacks.
That's true. I can put some fruit snacks.
Okay, I see one from Eternally Dreaming of Libraries. Said, the glorious garden she had known in her childhood was now reduced to a bare reflection of what it had once been.
Oh, that's great.
What happened?
Yeah.
Sad.
Beautifully sad imagery.
All right, let's move on to the next
Sprompt. It's official.
All right, so this one is inspired by the Block Ness Monster. It's a Nessie-like creature whose goal is to stop you from writing. And so you got to limber up to take on that Block Ness Monster. So we're going to ask you to do a few quick stretches, get your blood pumping. Austin, do you have any suggestions for stretches?
What
about this one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Oh, and then you can do this and this. Get those right.
Oh, yeah,
ready.
Yeah. Those wrist ones.
Yeah.
I like that.
There we go.
All right, there's this one that I saw online, which was you cross your right arm over your left arm and then try to touch your palms together, and it stretches your back.
Oh.
Do it.
I will admit I'm not that flexible.
If you can, try this one. And then let's try one more. Let's try this one, where you just twist. Yeah, feel that in your back.
Oh,
right.
Great.
Feel like a little bit. Yeah.
Actually, that one felt really good.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So now that we've done that, we're going to write for 10 minutes. We're going to free write for 10 minutes. What if you're writing fiction, Austin?
Well, everyone has a Patronus. Well, every writer has a Patronus. You guys are creative enough. You're not muggles.
Don't diss muggles.
Sorry, I'm Slytherin. You know my feelings on muggles. So you know your Patronus. Add a reference to your Patronus who's ready to help you defeat your writer's block or defeat this Block Ness Monster.
Yeah, I like it. So if you guys need to, the prompts are down below again. I love hearing you guys talk about these stretches. Nice. I see a few of you who touched your palms. And if you did jumping jacks, great. Like, I kind of wish we could do that, but we got a little bit, not quite enough room here. Oh, and if you guys do have some suggestions for other stretches or like things to limber up, let us know. We'll do this after this sprint. All right, so we're going to do the sprint again. The prompts are in the video description below. And let's go for 10 minutes.
Okay. Get the timer ready.
And go. We've got like 3 minutes left. All right, got about a minute left. There we go.
I'm not going to get used to that.
Cool. Let us know how many words you wrote during that sprint. And again, if you want to share a sentence or two, that would be fan-freaking-tastic. So when we do those stretches, Famous, he's smart Alec, was like, quick, everyone do the splits.
Oh my gosh.
Can you do the splits?
I can get pretty close.
What?
Pretty close.
You can't do this, but you can do the splits?
It's because, you know, hashtag swole life problems. You know?
Oh my gosh. Just because you have T-Rex arms.
Yeah, T-Rex, short little thick T-Rex arms. Can't do that.
And then Layla Bernstein was asking, was just saying that she's having a hard time figuring out what to write, starting with a totally blank slate, which is amazing. We actually have a bunch of people who we tend to call y'all pantsers because you're flying by the seat of your pants when you start one of these events. But I think one thing, if you're really having trouble kind of like getting some ideas on board, is something that I like to do that I think we might have said in an email somewhere, was just writing out kind of like all the things you love to read about or watch or see, like tropes and stuff, you know? So like if you really like, I don't know, like, surprise, I'm your dad.
Whoa.
You know, like you see that in like Star Wars with like Darth Vader and stuff. If that's a trope that you really like, you could write that. You could like add that to your list. Or like if you really like, what's it like? Oh, we have to go undercover as husband and wife.
Oh.
Or we have to go undercover as like people who are dating. That's always a kind of a fun trope to tackle. If there are things like that that you really love to read or write, like I think just making a list of that, of all the things that you love the most in books, like you could even, you know, like if you really love steampunk or things like that, I think putting that list together is A, super fun, and B, can be really inspiring as you kind of are trying to figure out what you're going to write this April. And Eliona asked, what do I do if I can't stick with one idea?
Why not both? Or, like, or all, right? Write down those ideas, and then you never know where you're going to incorporate them into your story. So I think that any and all ideas are good. So go with both or multiple, and then maybe you'll find that they fit together better than you think.
I agree. Awesome. Okay, let's see some of these amazing sentences.
Okay, let's see. See if I can catch one. They're flying.
They are flying.
Good, great.
Good Coffee wrote 349 words and has 2 poems done already. That's awesome. How many poems are you going to write? That would be, I would love to know. Bridget McTavish says that the alarm literally went off at the last beat of her writing music. I'm just like, the drop.
Oh my gosh. Tim drops the beat.
Julia Peterson says, oh, hi, Julia. We recognize you. Says, oh, man, editing is brutal. I'm going to drop my goal a ton for the month, which is totally legit. This is another cool thing about camp that we forgot to mention. You can adjust your goal up through April 20th when winning begins. So if you are flying past your goal or just that goal starts to feel a little unrealistic, you should totally adjust it.
Okay, so Grace Thomas suggested a stretch. I'm going to try to attempt this.
Great. I'm very excited.
Put your arm behind your back with your elbow behind your neck, and put your elbow facing up. I think I'm doing this right. And your other hand on your elbow. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stretch.
Oh, yeah, that feels really good.
Oh, that is a good one. And it's one that I can do.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Mithril Lover wrote, I managed to tear my mind off the mystery girl, unfortunately, by focusing on other, bigger problems. I didn't want to mention just how bad it was to Sylvie. Time was running out for us. Oof.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much to like grapple with there. I'm very excited. I hope that mystery girl turns out to be like a helpful mystery girl.
Yeah.
It sounds like this person could use some assistance. I like this from Alto Sims. Bonjour, he said, fixing his posture. Hello, I responded flatly.
Awesome. The contrast is wonderful.
Can you find one you want to read?
I don't know. Let's see. They're so hard to catch. But it's great. It's great that you guys are writing so much.
But this one from Destiny Shante, who wrote, the girl opened her mouth to speak, and Shukia leaned forward, hungry to hear the voice of her future coven mate. Whoa. I'm very intrigued. Sounds like witches, for sure.
I found a really fun one.
Okay, great.
Okay, this is from Esther Chen. Let's see. Wait, Lucas called. You haven't taught me how to fly yet. Surfacing, the otter said. Don't know how to? You can ask my cousin, the honey badger, but he isn't as sweet as he sounds.
The honey badger can fly? That's the best. That's so good. Joanne Yao says that they're making pancakes in between sprints.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so jealous. I wish I had pancakes. Let's see. Anything else? Should we read a couple more?
Yeah. So I'm going to try to grab one.
Oh, what about this one? Maria Cargill wrote, closing her eyes tightly, Loom yelled, grapefruit, and waited for her help to appear. I want to know if grapefruit is a name for someone, or a spell, or actually just Loom needs a grapefruit.
Needs a grapefruit. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, this is a beautiful one. Some days the sea is welcoming, but some days I can hear its taunts in the red of the sunset. There is nothing for me here, Raku. Nothing.
Wow.
Deep.
I love that like setting imagery. Like that was really, really cool. Okay. Should we do our next sprint?
Yes.
All right. So this is why I wore this in the first place for the Darewolf.
Oh boy. Do you have a good howl?
No. I wonder if we could get Charlie to howl. I've literally never heard him howl, so that would be a real...
Yeah, it would be really impressive.
It would be a real revelation. So the Darewolf, inspiration sometimes comes in howls. It's time for transformation. Turn your font white, or if you're writing by hand, put on a blindfold, and then we're going to write for 10 minutes. Someone had, I forget who now, but someone had talked earlier about they're just having a hard time not editing as they go. And this is a great way to force yourself not to edit as you go. So if your font is already white and you're writing on a black background, change it black, I guess.
Yeah, just make it the same color as your background,
There you
then
go.
you can't see it.
Yeah.
No matter what color, if you're using purple or...
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, if you're writing by hand, put a blindfold on, or just trust yourself to close your eyes. We trust you.
But do you trust yourself?
So we're going to try that. And then what if you're writing fiction?
I would say if you're writing fiction, you can try to include an unexpected revelation or talent from a character in your next scene.
I like it.
Mm.
Yeah, someone suddenly has a talent for transfiguration.
Ooh. Or maybe it's someone that already has a superpower and they have some really humble, very simple special talent, like they can cook or something like that.
I like it. This is kind of a little off topic, but I was thinking, someone had mentioned the other day, like, what if, I think I saw it on Facebook or something. Someone was like, what if superpowers do exist, but they're so small that we don't recognize them as superpowers? So like, for example, like you always wake up on time.
Oh, yeah.
Before your alarm clock.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I have a superpower of always thanking past Austin for being so great. Past Austin like will set clothes out for me or like have everything set up for the day for me, and I always think, good job, past Austin.
This feels more like a humble brag than a superpower.
How's past Tim?
Past Tim is a real piece of work. Doesn't seem to have much consideration for present or future Tim.
Okay. See, so it's a superpower.
Yeah,
I guess not everyone can say that, right?
This is a good habit. About Time says that they have the superpower of procrastinating.
Oh, that's an awesome one.
Nice. I think I might have that one too.
Like Ellen says, procrastinate now because you don't know if you'll get a chance to do it later.
Well, Jessica Thorncroft says that's literally the basis for their book, Minor Powers That You Don't Notice.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love that. I would love to read that. Okay, all right. So let's do this. We got a little distracted. Again, so the prompt, the dare is for this one, if you are just to turn your font to the same color as your background, or if you're writing by hand, to close your eyes or put on a blindfold and just go for 10 minutes. If you happen to be writing fiction.
Oh, and then you want to include an unexpected revelation or talent from a character in your next scene.
Yep. And then again, prompts are in the video description below. And let's go for 10 minutes right now. Woo! Got about 5 minutes left. There we go. Whew. All right, so it's 10:55 right now, and usually we'd be totally cool with going over a little bit late, but we do have another write-in happening right at 11. So that's going to be over on our Instagram page. I put a link in the video description as well. But yeah, if you follow us on Instagram, our username is just NaNoWriMo. I think Mariah is going to be over there doing a virtual write-in, which will be really, really fun. And then we have another one at noon, a virtual write-in at noon over on Facebook. So I think that one, you don't even have to like our Facebook page. You can just go to facebook.com/NaNoWriMo and see that going on.
And that's Pacific time, by the way.
This is all Pacific time. Yeah, we're in California.
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
No, that's super helpful. And then again, once you guys have hit your goals for today, or just coming to a stopping point, make sure to update your word count over on the Camp NaNoWriMo page. Sorry, not your word count, your progress. You could be tracking hours or something else. Bad habit. All right, so
pages, frames
Yeah.
in your graphic novel.
you can't track frames right now.
Oh, you can't? Okay,
No.
sorry. Pages.
But maybe one day. All right, cool. So let's read a couple really fast, and then we'll say goodbye, and we'll hope to see you again really soon.
Yeah. First, we had a couple of shout outs.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to homeschoolers. I was homeschooled and I turned out okay, right?
I'm just kidding. You're doing great.
So I'm right there with you, homeschoolers.
Yeah.
And then people were asking about our mugs.
Oh, mugs. Yeah, so these are all Camp NaNoWriMo mugs. They're in the store at store.nanorimo.org/merchandise. It says good to the last plot on this side. So these particular mugs, we do a new one every year. So these ones might not be in the store, but I think this year's mug is like my favorite one of all time.
Oh, really?
It's
Is that
so
hold a
cool.
lot?
It's like exactly the same type of mug with the speckles and everything, but it has all the creatures on the sides.
Ooh, I love
really
these
cool.
ones because they hold a lot of coffee, and I require a lot.
That's our commercial.
Sorry, people actually asked about it. I wasn't trying to plug. Okay, let's look at some things real quick to read out.
Let's do it. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. What about this one from Catherine Mackenzie? So this is context. The character's mother is talking to him. Oh, yes, I would. I brought you into this world, and I can take you out again.
Oh my gosh. If I haven't heard that from my mother a million times.
That's awesome. Cassandra Stubbs wrote 227 words, which is incredible. Pat McAuliffe wrote 204 words, and the CEO of several major tech companies just broke out an Irish step dance.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I have this one. This is Matcha Confection, or Confeccione. Wrote, you can cook? Flora eyed him. Yeah, just like science. Jamie tossed the pan. Science of explosions? Flora groaned. The visions were bad enough without supporting evidence.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, people are talking about how the white font trick worked for them. I love that. I hope it worked well. Daisy said that writing white was a little hard because I forgot where my sentence was going. Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah. You can just start again and edit later.
What about this one? Tanya Sahay wrote, but she remembered the day they had wheeled in Kyra. Bruises covered her body. She had been raped and left in the back of an alley to die.
Oh, wow.
Oof, that's really heavy.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really intense story that you're taking seriously. So good for you.
Let's see. What else? Oh, okay. Here's one. There, hidden by the gloom of the forest, lies a pile of charred bones. I pulled away, fearful of what it means. It's Aaron that speaks first. They are mages, he says hoarsely. This is bone magic. And that was by Eleanor McGallan.
McGallan?
Yeah. Good job,
Hopefully
Eleanor.
we got halfway there. Bone magic sounds really cool, though.
Yeah.
All right. It is 11 now, so we really do have to go. So thank you so much for joining us. We're super, super excited. We hope that you got a decent number of progress made on your project, whatever it is. And we hope that you will come to our other virtual write-ins. We're going to go over to Instagram Live. Hopefully, Mariah will be on pretty soon. And then our virtual write-ins will be happening regularly on Wednesdays, I think. And we might, Austin and I might do a couple more on Saturdays.
We do a little special one, yeah.
We'll see. Cool. Thank you so much again for joining us. And good luck with your camp projects this April.